Honorable Sri Mehta ji, Honorable Sri Sanyal ji, Honorable Vinita ji, all the distinct participants, brothers and sisters. I feel honored to get an opportunity provided by PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry to be present before you and to say a few words. We have cordial relations with this organization for many, many years. Today's subject is agriculture and food processing. We have connection with the subject, but little different. That I will speak on this subject, Make in India, Make in the world, and how I am a action sociologist and also a social scientist and scientist. This is a rare combination in the world. You can be either a social scientist or a scientist. You cannot become both. But my case is different. Because I am a social scientist, but I have to make inventions to solve the problems of sanitation in India and also of the world. You take Europe, Asia, India, the country. We had problems of disposal of human waste, safe and healthy disposal of human waste. And in Britain, because of 10,000 people used to die every year because of cholera. So the doctor suggested them, to the government, unless and until you make provision for safe and hygienic toilets, we can control the cholera. And therefore, it started earlier, but 1857, they laid sewer system extensively in London. And in India, the city of Calcutta, now they say Kolkata, the third sewer was laid here in 1870. But till the independence, only 25 towns and cities had the privilege of this system, and that too partially. You are sitting in Delhi, and even today, after lapse of how many years? More than 100 years. 69% human waste is treated in Delhi, and rest 31% in discharge Yamuna without being treated. And this is the situation of the entire country, that 500 towns who are in the class 1 cities, they treat only 32% average. And 200 towns, the class 2 cities, they treat only 8% average. So by this technology, we had a problem not only in India but other countries also. In Mohenjo-daro Harappa civilization, there were provisions of toilets, drainage. But in new civilization, when they started living in a right manner, they built houses but no toilet inside the house. So Indians should go outside for defecation. And the second was that some rich people, kings and queens, they used to defecate inside the house, and a class of untouchables, they used to clean and carry human excreta on their head and throw or discharge in the fringe of towns and cities or villages. So these two practices continued. Mahatma Gandhi, when he came to lead the movement in India, his attention was drawn towards these two problems. And he used to use trench Latin while living in South Africa, in Phoenix Ashram. So he suggested freedom fighters to use trench Latins as many as possible. And secondly, he said, after defecation was over, put some soil on the human excreta so that flies should not sit on the human excreta and in turn on food that will create diseases. And that became popular, Tatti Parmiti. Gandhi wanted a scientific toilet so that people, the untouchables, should not clean the human excreta. And he said, till they clean night soil, nobody will have food with them. In Bhubaneswar in 1934, Gandhi invited people to come to have dinner with untouchables. They came in the evening, but at the time of dinner, they said, Gandhi, we cannot eat with them. So Gandhi has written, Indians are ready to face the bullets of the British, but unable to eat with untouchables. Indians could touch dogs, even can touch dogs. They can have a pet on their bed, but they will not touch untouchable. So these two problems were joined. I'm cutting short, not details possible. Then I was asked to find out the solution of these problems. So I went and lived in the colony of untouchables in Champaran, in Betia, in those. And it's a coincidence that Mahatma Gandhi started his freedom movement from Champaran, and I also started his Bhagi Mukti program from Champaran, Betia. So living with the untouchables, I developed all these things. I invented the technology.
Department, they have made a very good report, and we have Dr. S.P. Sharma. I request him to be on the dais, please, who is here, whose department has made this research report, which I'll request everyone to, the distinguished people out here, to release the report for the benefit of our very distinguished participants who are here.
Respected Shri Dr. Niteshwara Patil ji, Madam Vanita ji, our Secretary General Shri Saurav Sanyal ji, DSG Dr. Rajit Mehta ji. Thank you very much for inviting to express my viewpoint on state's trajectory of exports. Because this is very crucial, and I would like to start from the closed economy of 1991, when we were only able to export less than $20 billion, and now our capability is to export more than $600 billion. So that is the great thing that we achieved from a closed economy to liberalized economy during the last 32 years. Considering the importance of exports in the global trajectory and the importance of exports in the economic growth of many economies, and to become more and more sustainable, because India moved from steady to slow to steady, then fast to fastest. Now we have to strengthen this trajectory of fastest economic growth with more and more reforms, with more and more liberalized regime, and more facilitation to the exporters at the ground level. So we conducted an analysis to know about India's stance in the global market arena, as we are now exporting more than $600 billion. So we conducted this study to know the possibilities further to become more and more prominent and to achieve a target of $1 trillion in merchandise exports by 2030. That is the target of Government of India in the merchandise exports and $1 trillion in services exports. So at the 2-digit and at the 6-digit, we conducted this analysis and we found that there are 75 potential products which are in a great demand in the world economy. And currently we are exporting only $127 billion in those products. And the total world demand is more than $3,000 billion. Means we are less than 5% of the total world exports in those 75 products, and we produce those products, but the volumes are not created at the ground level because of many reasons, many barricades, or maybe some high cost or lesser ease of doing business. So we identified these 75 products according to the availability, capacity building, and competitiveness in the international market. So earlier this study was conducted for the whole scenario, like from India. Then we mapped all these 75 products according to the strengths of the states. So now this presentation is based on the strengths of the states, how these 75 products are becoming more and more prominent in the coming times in the global market arena, and to achieve a size of $1 trillion merchandise exports by 2030. And we have a midway target of achieving $750 billion by 2027 in the next 75 months. So our target is to achieve $750 billion in the merchandise exports in the 75 months with the 75 potential products and the 75 potential markets. Why we have chosen the 75? Because now we are in the Amrit Kal of our independence, and that's why we devoted this connotation to our nation, that this must be in records that BSD Chamber conducted a study and founded 75 potential products which have become a growth trajectory of the Indian economy and push and strengthen the growth of the Indian economy to the next level. So, firstly, India's trade profile during 2001 and 2021, because all these states are very prominent in the GDP and pushing the export trajectory and becoming more prominent in the India's exports. Like Gujarat contributes at around 30% in total India's exports and Maharashtra 17%. So these two states are contributing 47% of India's total exports. That is a great thing, but we have to diversify this concentration to the other states also, because if Gujarat and Maharashtra can export 47%, but why not the other states like other industrial states like Punjab is also contributing more in the MSME segment, Haryana, then West Bengal, and other states like Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh. All these states are agrarian states, so we have to enhance the trajectory of those exports from these potential states. So state-wise exports profile, Gujarat 30% as I mentioned, and Maharashtra 17%. But some states like, though they are progressive, but their contribution in the exports is very meager, less than 2% for many states like Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab and Kerala. All these states are less than 2% in the total exports of India. And other states like small states, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, even Uttaranchal, Uttarakhand, and all these states are not that much prominent in the trajectory of India's exports. So this study identified the 75 products and mapped the 75 products according to the states, and the 9 most promising sectors, including the agriculture, mineral and fuels, chemical and light products, textile and footwear, metal and non-metals. All these 9 sectors are very promising and potential areas for India's exports to become more and more lucrative in the global markets. As I would like to mention that agriculture and food processing, though this is, I believe, in the new generation, this is neglected area, but this area is very, very promising. I would like to mention that we only export $50 billion of agri and food products, but the global demand is more than $1,400 billion. We are only 0.5% of the global agri and food processing exports. Though we are an agrarian economy, but we have not captured the global market opportunity in the agri and food processing products. So we have to enhance this trajectory because we don't have to import any long raw material from the global market. We have our own production and we produce new and new highs every year in the food grain production. So this is very, very promising area that can push the trajectory of exports from India. And then machinery and mechanical appliances, transport, automobiles, optical, photographic and cinematographic and toys. Toys is also very, very upcoming area, and toys, games and sports, and there are other sectors also. So in these 75 products, some prominent 15 products are also identified, that petroleum oils and dyes, light oils and preparations, articles of other priced metal and aluminium. All these 15 products are also most important products in these 75 potential products. So now I would like to mention how the states are producing these 75 products.
I would like to tell you about cooperatives. Cooperative movement, everyone must have heard about it. Do you, really know that how cooperative works? I'm doubtful because really that how cooperative functions, not many people know about it. In fact, I do not know. Although I have received my gold medal being topper of Delhi University from Dr. Barkis Kurian, I really did not know how that cooperative works in our country. I just want to tell you that 98% of Indian population is member of one of other cooperatives in the country. And we are NCDC here. I am an officer from Tamil Nadu. I am on deputation with the Government of India at NCDC, National Cooperative Development Corporation. We are doing services to the cooperative society throughout the country. I would just like to throw some light on what work we do in NCDC. I just want to start with the history. In 1761 in Scotland, cooperative society was started. There was a oat mill industry, small cottage industry was there that was ransacked, and then some people came together and then started their river cooperative society there. Then comes Ragtail Pioneers, that is regarded as the prototype of modern cooperative society, and it started its cooperative movement in 1844. In India, 1904, Frederick Nicholson submitted his draft. Based on that, cooperative rule has been introduced. In 1904 itself, first cooperative society at Tiruvallur district of Tamil Nadu started its first cooperative society. Still it is functioning, still doing service to the people, giving loans to the local farmers there. And in 1904, there's a triplicate, it's in Chennai now. Consumer Cooperative Society still is running in profitable mode. It is still making profit and doing very good service throughout the in and out areas of Chennai. Then Urban Cooperative Society, first registered cooperative society in October 1904, Kanchipuram, still working. It is there in Kanchipuram. The other societies in Karnataka and many other states that you can see that cooperative societies are there. The Honorable Minister for Cooperation says, if we want to take forward the cooperative movement, we will have to follow one direction and one policy. We must inculcate the spirit of Team India for the development of cooperatives. Different states will have to come forward in the role of trustees. That is why what our minister, cooperation minister says, and in this regard that I appreciate the role of PhD Chamber of Commerce and they have been doing very good work. And in MP recently, Madhya Pradesh, PhD Chamber of Commerce has invited the Minister Fisheries, and we are doing work together there, and then it was a very wonderful program, and many people participated, and the role of the work of NCDC and the role of government has been introduced and spoken to people. It has been taken very well, and there is a very good response, and I appreciate the work of the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industries, and they should continue to do it. What cooperatives does, it provides jobs, products, services, and also wealth distribution, provide employment, that is the more important thing, but it strengthens the community as a whole. That is the essence of it. I would like to throw some light on what NCDC does. It has been started in the year 1963. It is a statutory corporation. NCDC does not borrow or take grants and funds from the government of India or any of the state governments. We have our own corpus. We borrow funds from the market, and we have a pan-India presence. We have implement all the flagship programs of Government of India. Total cumulative financial assistance is 2.30 lakh crore. We have 99% recovery of loan, and we have a earning profit every year since inception. We are ISO certified organization. You can see our pan-India presence in the map. These are all the Government of India schemes for cooperatives that we are implementing. I can tell you, DIDF is Dairy Infrastructure Development Fund, Fisheries Infrastructure Development Fund, Prime Minister Madhya Sampada Yojana, Agricultural Infrastructure Fund, and you can see many other activities are taking place. And if I start explaining that, I won't be able to complete it in 10 minutes, so I'm just skipping this. I'll be available here, I can explain things to you in person. The activities funded is marketing inputs, agro-processing, erstwhile ICDP. ICDP is Integrated Cooperative Development Project in a district has been identified, and then wherever fund is necessary, wherever infrastructure is necessary, that has been given. The district as a whole, that it has been taken care, and the facilities, whether it is an infrastructure facility or loan facility or any other capacity building, anything that has been given. We get section has been taken care, supply chain and computerization, etc. Whatnot, like whatever you say, and that activity is being funded by cooperative societies.
Very relevant theme, making India, make for the world. On behalf of Honorable Chief Minister Sri Nitish Kumar and Government of Bihar, I extend my compliments to the organizers and delegates to this conference. I come from a state which for a long time was branded poor and legal, but has been on a high growth trajectory for several years now. Bihar, under the visionary leadership of Nitish Kumar, is shining and has come up as a land of opportunities. The change in Bihar is making national headlines and catching global attention. Patna Airport recorded a footfall of 27.9 lakh passengers, 23,579 aircraft movements, and 11.74 tons freight carriage. It is a clear sign of the upward aspiration of our people, with more and more people coming to Bihar than ever before. Bihar's double-digit growth rate year after year is an acknowledged fact. Let me cite a few turnaround stories across sectors in order to help you understand how a low-resource state like Bihar brought together a bucket of policy and systematic intervention to achieve consistently high growth rate. While the whole world is deeply concerned over climate change challenges, Bihar launched the Jal Jeevan Haryali Abhiyan way back in 2019. This is a unique and comprehensive model that integrates the frustration, ecological conservation, water management, renewable energy, and people's participation. Two mega yet noble schemes have been recently commissioned by Water Resource Department, which I look after in this government, Gayaji Apajai project and Ganga Jal Apurti Yojana. These are aimed at strengthening the ecosystem in water-stressed area of South Bihar. Ganga Jal Apurti Yojana supplies the surplus flood water of river Ganga to four towns, Rajgir, Gaya, Bodh Gaya and Navada, turning the problem of surplus water to an opportunity to South Bihar. This is a historic and probably a first of its kind project anywhere in the country where flood water is being channelized as potable water for sizable population.
We would also like to thank your time and being with us today.
Our guest of honor, Shri Sanjay Kumar Jha, Honorable Minister for the Water Resource Department and IRPD, Government of Bihar. The power of technology, he was here virtually and he was addressing all of us. Our special guest, Dr. Bindeshwar Pathak, founder, Sulabh Sanitation, Social Reform and Human Rights Movement. You are really a rock star, sir. In the G20 presidency, I think no better person can be there to set an example for India in the eyes of the world. A big applause, round of applause for him. Srimati R. Vanitha, Chief Director, National Cooperative Development Corporation of India, and our very close neighbor on the same August Kranti mark. Thank you so much for having addressed and given your observations and the work that the Minister of Cooperative is going to do and has been doing. It is really an honor that you are here. Our PhD CCI leadership, Shri Saket Dalmia, President, PhD CCI, Shri Sanjeev Agarwal, Senior Vice President, PhD CCI, and the Chair of the State Development Council, PhD CCI, under which this program is being organized, will be here shortly, before the afternoon, before the Honorable President of, Honorable Minister of MSME is here. So ladies and gentlemen, please remain here. And it's a great honor for me to thank my heartiest and formal vote of thanks to all our esteemed guests who presented their observations today in the 8th State Policy Conclave. We started this conclave in 2012, where the Honorable the Cabinet Secretary used to be our chief guest. And it deliberated on all the policies from the states. Mostly 6 to 7 states were always present, and they all deliberated on their best practices which were observed, and then a recommendation was made the Honorable PMO's office, and thereafter we used to see a lot of changes. So PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry has been instrumental in guiding and suggesting to the government large number of very good best practices of the states which are already followed pan-India. Going forward, we also highly appreciate the policy environment in the country that is made possible today through the center and states' remarkable coordination of work and a very effective role of the government agencies, which include the Niti Aayog, which have come out with fantastic and phenomenal and absolutely reformed policies so that there is ease of doing business, ease of living and ease of life, as was brought out by many of our colleagues. It also gives me a great pleasure in expressing our heartfelt thanks to you all the people who are sitting here, the industry captains, the media representatives, and everybody, the speakers and delegates who have been kind enough to spare their valuable time to be here with us today and have continued to be the part of the delegations now and in the forthcoming sessions who will be speaking. PhD CCI has always acted as a voice of the industry and trade, reaching out to more than 150,000 large, medium and small enterprises. Has forged ahead leveraging its legacy with the industry knowledge across multiple sectors to take Indian economy to the next level. We are participating in great strength in the G20 presidency with the Honorable Sherpa, Sri Amrit Kanji and his team of experts. And our DSG is continuously on day-to-day collaborating with him, speaking to him, and we are promulgating programs on behalf of the G20 presidency. Even today you can see the logo here which has been put for this program. Distinguished speakers and participants, we assure you of our full support in contributing to the nation building and look forward to working with all stakeholders in the government industries and the industries in close cooperation. We seek your active participation in all the activities that PhD Chamber wants to do, and we thank each one of you once again with the unwavering commitment as always in organizing year on year this state policy conclave. With these words, thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Always. You are so good to me.
Okay, sir. Yes.
I can't describe you.
Such an inspiration.
PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry is doing extremely well to coordinate people and industries, NGOs, to find out solution of the problem, how to start business, how to help people, how the young can join the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So this is a good conclave. Today it was happening, and I wish this organization should go leaps and bounds and help the people as they have been doing for past. कहीं आपको आकर्षण जैसे चुंबक में होता है, चुंबक में लोग सट जाता है, लोहा सट जाता है, पक्की में नहीं सटता है। तो मनुष्य की सफलता का आज वही है। यदि आपने आकर्षण क्रिएट कर दिया अपने लिए, मांगने से कोई नहीं देगा, हमको दिया है न किसको देगा, लेकिन बिना मांगे देगा। यदि आपका काम अच्छा हुआ तो लोग आके आप ही को कहेंगे, आप ही दीजिए, आप ही करिए। तो इसे जो ग्रुप हो आपका, हाँ ग्रुप, तो वो ग्रुप जो है उनको ये इंस्पायर कीजिए कि भाई ये बताओ ना कि आप में क्या आकर्षण है, लोग आपके पास क्यों आएंगे। मधुमक्खी वहाँ जाती है, जम्बद होता है, जिस छदे मध न हो और मधुमक्खी जाए क्यों। कोई संगठन हो, कोई आदमी हो, कुछ भी हो, बस मेरे चुंबक।
सर जी, आप स्टेट पॉलिसी कॉन्क्लेव में आज यहाँ पर आए, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जो आपने बातें कही और जो आपके कार्य हैं, तो जो आने वाली पीढ़ी है उसके लिए एक लिटिल मैसेज आप।
अभी वही बात हम कर रहे थे कि आप में आकर्षण होना चाहिए जी। तो आकर्षण आपके देखने में हो, आपके वक्ता में बोलने में हो, आपके लिखने में हो। तो आप में जो आकर्षण होगा तो लोग आपसे आएगा मिलने के लिए। आकर्षण आप में यदि नहीं है कहीं भी तो कोई क्यों आएगा आपके पास। तो आज के जो युवक हैं उनसे मेरा ये कहना है कि आप ऐसे काम को करो जिसमें आकर्षण हो। जब चाय पी कर के आकर्षण, पिला के आकर्षण हो सकता है और भी हो सकता है। तो हमारा जो संवाद है आज के युवा पीढ़ी को, क्योंकि मेहनत से नहीं डरो और अपमान से कभी नहीं डरो। अपमान होने से कोई, और अपमान हो गया, अरे काहे का अपमान हो गया तुम्हारा, तुम काम करो बढ़िया से, ठीक है। तो जो अपमान को सह लेगा वो तो आगे चलेगा, बढ़ जाएगा। तो जो आपने पूछा हमसे है इसका यही शान है कि आप अपने में आकर्षण कीजिए, लोग आपके पास आएंगे और आपकी उन्नति होगी।
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।